Hey, good morning. I'm shooting this video Saturday, um, and I wanted to talk a little bit about Bitcoin. Part of the reason is you may not trade it, but the great thing about Bitcoin and the way it trades is it reminds me of kind of the way the markets behaved and traded at the turn of the century when it went to Y2K. You had a lot of small cap stocks, but the character changed this week, and this is why I wanted to bring this up. I've got a daily chart up here on Bitcoin going back to well, this area right here is about mid April, and that was when we were trading around 1200. We're currently sitting at 2661, and by the way, yes, Bitcoin trades around the clock. You see this Saturday here on the West Coast, 11:30. It's actually up 7% this weekend. And what I wanted to point out here is that I'm very interested in getting short right in this area, and here's the reason why. We had this push here all the way up to 2800, and then we pulled back hard on that one back to 1900, so $900 or about a 33% pullback. We just did it again, another 33% pullback after we went from 1900. We touched 3000, got just tipped over it. This is last Friday when we had the big sell-off, and then we continued down from once we rang the bell at 3000, and we traded as low down to 2040, 2050 or so. So what I did is I drew a fib line here just to kind of show overlaid on top of the volume profile. And what you have here is you have Friday we pulled back from high 2300s and ran all the way to where we are here at 2670. You can see again trading very fast here. It's funny to just think about this. The volume's actually pretty decent on the weekends too, not as big as it was during the week. But here's the things that I want to point out. Value, just going back on this chart right now, is about 1200. And that's if we go back to the first of the year, obviously it's going to get even longer, but it's around 1200 if you go back to the first year. But here you start to see the chart. There's a couple things that I look for here. I've got a simple moving average. I've got ATR, which is the lower one here, and I've got RSI, just straight 14-day RSI. Here's the things that I wanted to point out that make it interesting for me on the short side on this bounce. And this is what you call confluence all coming together. So we use market profile or auction trading, but one of the things that I want to look for is confirmation or divergence. Here's RSI. We made a high back here at that first high back in early May 11th. We hit about 92.57. Here's why RSI is difficult to use as far as a trading indicator on its own. We went from that 92 RSI. This time when we made the next high here at 2800, the RSI only got to about 84. We pulled back again, and you see the pullbacks are getting deeper. So in other words, it's actually declining on the RSI momentum wise. And this one, we only got on this gap up on Friday, we were at about 69 on the daily RSI. So now what you're seeing is a fifth lower high in the RSI right now. And we're also at the key fib retracement golden ratio, 61.8. A lot of people, a lot of times I'll start here, add here, and add here, and add even one more here. I'm wrong on this trade if we make a new high and we close on a new high. So you have to realize that you're going to have to take about 380 points of heat here before you're going to be wrong. That should factor into your risk. If you can't handle one contract or one Bitcoin going against you that much, $300, $400, don't trade it. It's out of your realm. So this is a good thing to show about high priced items, is that this is very liquid right now. Good thing to trade. But you have to have either patience and deep pockets, or maybe this isn't the right thing for you. The great thing about this is this setup to me is one of the best setups. I think this should roll back over, and we'll come in and clean all this up here in the profile. And over time, I'm not saying next week, But a longer term trade here, again, remember, looking at a daily chart, should have the effect, all these things lining up, right? And you also have the range, the daily range is peaking right now. It's never been this high, 217. So you can see this is trending higher really since mid-May when we made that new high. Now this can go higher, and this is the only thing that is going to continue to take Bitcoin higher would be an expansion of this range, I would say. So we're at 217 daily range. That's $217. So if you sold one, bought one, it's $217. You'd make 217 for each one. If you sold 1,000 contracts, do the math. 217. If that was the range you were pulling on that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a seller here today, and I'm going to sell all the way up to the old high, and I'll have my biggest piece. So let's say I wanted to sell 10 here, 20 here, 40 here, something like that. That would get me 70 and still leave me at 30 on a push back down. Or I might add to the position if it rolls over here, as I suspect it might next week. So let's wait and see how this pulls out. But again, this is Saturday morning, 11:30, June 17th. Just wanted to throw out how I look at things. It doesn't matter what the market is. You can apply the same technique, a market profile, Fibonacci, across a lot of things. This is a strong, strong trade setup, in my opinion. So have a great day. Happy Monday. We hope you're enjoying the 5-Minute Trader. We're really jazzed about it. We're getting good feedback, and I hope to, any questions you have, just drop us a note, and we'll talk to you soon.